NASCAR Xfinity Series race officially concluded from Homestead Miami Speedway, and we see some really awesome and fantastic racing, and Austin Hill has locked his way into the championship 4 with the win. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Xfinity Series race from Homestead Miami Speedway. We got quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So, before the green flag drop in today's race, Anthony Alfredo, Jeremy Clements, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Matt DiBenedetto would all have to go to the rear of the field. So at the start of the race, he had Chandler Smith lead the field from the outside with Sheldon Creed on the inside, and Chandler Smith got a fantastic run and was able to clear for the race lead. There continued to be some really great and awesome racing between the top 2 and 3 as Chandler started pulling away. But all of a sudden, as the run progressed and went on, Cole Custer started showing up, and he started catching Chandler Smith as the run progressed and went on. And we saw a really awesome and fantastic battle for a few laps between Cole Custer and Chandler Smith. Eventually, they'll continue to battle really hard, and a couple laps later, in lap number 31, Cole Custer got the run on Chandler Smith and was able to pass him for the race lead. Meanwhile, you had a really good battle once again between Cole Custer, AJ Allmendinger, and Eric Almirola. They all battled really hard for the race lead, eventually with those three being side by side. And Cole Custer, I still believe, had the race lead. Meanwhile, you had Sammy Smith have to come down pit road with making contact on the outside wall. That would unfortunately take him out of contention and also had a flat tire as well. Meanwhile, Austin Hill, he got a really great run coming off of turn number 2, had a huge run at the inside and got to the bottom and was able to clear for the race lead. He was able to start driving and pulling away, and coming off the final corner, Austin Hill would end up winning stage number 1. So then, all lead lap cars would come down pit road, with Austin Hill winning the race off pit road. Parker Braslev unfortunately ended up getting a speeding penalty. He would have to go to the rear of the field. So then on the restart, you had Austin Hill lead the field from the inside with Eric Almirola on the outside, and Austin Hill got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Meanwhile, Justin Allgaier would end up getting the outside wall a couple laps later. Same with Riley Herbst, who unfortunately had to go down pit road because I believe he had a flat tire on lap number 66. That would unfortunately take him out of contention in this race at the time. More drivers would then come down pit road. Leland Honeyman had a flat tire. And then a couple laps later, lap number 87, while Austin Hill continued to dominate, Nick Lights unfortunately spun from 26th position, coming down the back straightaway, just lost it coming off of turn number 1. He spun out, bringing out the caution. This would end up ending stage number 2, with Austin Hill coming off the corner and winning stage number 2. And then all lead lap cars would come down pit road, with Austin Hill winning the race off of pit road. Jeff Burton had a terrible pit stop, Kyle Weatherman got a speeding penalty, and Dylan Lupton pit outside his box. So then on the restart, you had Austin Hill lead the field from the inside with Cole Custer on the outside, and they battle really hard for the race lead between both drivers. And they battle really hard, at least for the next few laps, with eventually Cole Custer getting the run and taking the race lead. Meanwhile, we saw some continued really great battles once again between Austin Hill and Cole Custer, and they battled for the next 10 to 15 laps. And Austin Hill eventually got by Cole Custer and was able to clear for the lead. The final caution in the race to come out with 79 laps to go. When Josh Williams lost a tire going into turn number 1, he goes up the racetrack and makes contact with Ryan Truex, who ends up spinning out into the inside, into the grass, bringing out the caution. Just tough break for Josh Williams. They actually having a really solid run inside the top 15. Tough break for him. That would unfortunately end his chances of being competitive. And I think he ended up going a lap down or barely staying on the tail end of the lead lap because of it. Tough break for Ryan Truex, who was also having a pretty good run. So then, all lead lap cars had come down pit road, with Austin Hill winning the race off of pit road and Jesse Love coming off second. So then on the restart, you had Austin Hill lead the field from the inside with Jesse Love on the outside, and Cole Custer got a really great restart, sending it 3 wide to the bottom and was able to clear for the race lead. Meanwhile, Austin Hill, who had dominated this race, was starting to drop back just a little bit and started losing a ton of ground in this run. And then with 53 or 54 to go, William Swalch got loose from 14th position, got in the outside wall, and unfortunately came down pit road. That would take him out of contention, of course, making his Xfinity Series debut. This would end up taking him out of contention. Meanwhile, there was a weird incident that happened 48 to go. There was water from the coolers from, I believe, the 7 and the 1 team. They basically, from that 7 organization, it got on pit road, but they're able to get it cleaned up. But a tough break there. So then, we started seeing the final green flag pit stops. Eric Almirola will come down pit road first. Then the next lap, Cole Custer, Austin Hill, Jesse Love, and Ryan Sieg come down pit road. And then the next couple laps, Chandler Smith comes down pit road. Unfortunately, takes himself out of contention with an awful and terrible pit stop. And then we had a few guys staying out at the time. Sheldon Creed, AJ Allmendinger, Sam Mayer, Parker Kligerman, Brandon Jones, and Shane Van Gisbergen were trying to potentially make it to the end of the race. And then Sheldon Creed, a couple laps later, he came down pit road. And then Sam Mayer also came down pit road after getting into the outside wall. He would basically be able to save it. Unfortunately, had a terrible pit stop. And then with 21 laps to go, AJ Allmendinger came down pit road, handing the lead back to Cole Custer. At this point, Cole Custer had a little over of a second lead over Austin Hill. However, Austin Hill was starting to close in very, very quickly to Cole Custer. He got a really great run on him, as gaining a 10th every lap. They gaining 2/10 every lap and started making the inroads. And coming to 12 laps to go, Austin Hill gets a huge run on Cole Custer and is able to pass Cole Custer for the race lead. For a lap or so, Cole Custer tries to get back up there and get by him, but doesn't have a chance to get back by him and starts dropping back. Meanwhile, Brandon Jones would end up coming down pit road after running extremely long. And then at this point, we're wondering, is there going to be a late race yellow that would end up coming out? Because Shane Van Gisbergen had the caution come out, but probably would have been in the catbird seat and probably going on to win this race. But unfortunately, that caution would not end up coming out. And coming to the white flag of the race, Austin Hill had a near 3-second lead over Cole Custer. And no one was going to have anything to challenge Austin Hill. And coming into turn number 3 and off the final corner, Austin Hill ends up leading 82 laps and picks up his 4th win of the 2024 season, his first non-super speedway victory of the year, and has locked his way into the championship 4 with the win at Homestead. What a dominant performance for Austin Hill. While he didn't lead half the laps or anything like that, let's be real and frank, Austin Hill definitely had the fastest car. That 21 car was so strong on the short run and so strong in the long run. And it's kind of crazy considering last week in Las Vegas, they really didn't have the pace and speed to contend for the victory. But today, they had the best car. That 21 was so strong today, very consistent up front, great on pit road especially, and that car was just so good on the long run. A well-deserved win, one of the most dominant performances from Hill at this track. He's won a truck race here before. I just didn't know if he was going to have the pace and speed to get it done today. Congratulations to Austin Hill on winning his 4th race of 2024, I believe his 10th or 11th career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory as well. So congrats to Austin Hill, and now he'll get a chance and opportunity to win a championship in 2 weeks from now at Phoenix. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the race results. I'll get my score and thoughts on today's race. So Austin Hill picks up the win. Cole Custer finished 2nd. He was very strong on the short run. However, that car on the long run, they were having tires cording and they just lost a lot of the speed on the long run. Their car wasn't set up for that, kind of like they've been in the past. Not the speed to contend for the victory, but still a really great day for Cole Custer. He's looking in a really good position going into the next couple races. Strong run for Custer. He'll finish 2nd. Eric Almirola finished 3rd. Just did not have the speed today. He did lead a couple laps in this race, I believe, but just never had the outright pace like he had in practice. It still was a really solid run for Eric Almirola, all things considered, but it definitely could have been better for Almirola, but still a really solid day nonetheless. He finishes in 3rd. Jesse Love finished 4th. Solid run for the driver of the 2 car. Had some really solid pace and speed throughout the day. Today was up as far as 2nd at one point. They struggled early, but they made that car better and gets a really strong top 5. Good day for Jesse Love. Sheldon Creed finished 5th. He played the long game and got a top 5 finish. His car was really solid on the long run. Not the car capable of going out there and win, but still a really solid day for Sheldon to get himself a finish inside of the top 5. Riley Hurts finished 6th. Great recovery for the 98 team, considering he was almost down 2 laps at one point in this race from the flat tire. A really awesome and great recovery for the driver of the 98 car. Good day for him. He finished in 6th. Ryan Sieg finished 7th. He was fast near the middle portion of the race, and I thought he was going to have a chance and opportunity to win like he was at Vegas. However, just not enough to get up there. They lost some of his runs and speed, and I think they had a bad pit stop at the end of the race that cost him a shot at a win. It still was a solid day. Once again, another top 10 for Ryan Sieg. Justin Allgaier finished 8th. Solid day for Justin Allgaier, all things considered. He struggled early. They tried to hold him back a little bit. He wanted to go. He kept getting in the wall a little bit, but still, it was a pretty solid day for Justin Allgaier, all things considered. He finished in 8th. Not a bad day for him. Sam Mayer finished 9th. Not as strong as he was last year here. He had a top 10 car, but not a car capable getting up front. Still a really good day, but he's going into the next race in a must-win situation going to Martinsville. And AJ Allmendinger finishes 10th. AJ had a really good car early. They played the long game, and they got themselves a top 10 finish. I think that had they come in with the rest of the leaders, I think they could have had themselves maybe a shot and an opportunity to go for the win. Still, it was a really solid day, all things considered, for AJ to get himself a finish inside of the top 10. Parker Kligerman finishes in 11th. Not a bad day for him. Connor Zilisch finished 12th. I expected more from Connor, to be honest. He just never had the outright speed today. At the best, he was probably a 10th place car. Just a little bit disappointing for his standards, but still not a bad day for Connor. He's going to learn from this, and he'll probably get better. He didn't have the best weekend, but still not a bad day, but not a great day for Connor. He finished in 12th. Chandler Smith finished 13th. That long pit stop cost him a shot at a top 5. I think he had a top 5 car. I don't think he was going to have a chance and opportunity to win the race. Still, though, a pretty good day for Chandler until the end. He's unfortunately going into the next race in a must-win situation. Not the best run for him. He finished 13th. Kyle Weatherman finished 14th. Not a bad day for him. Pretty solid day for the 91 driver. Anthony Alfredo finishes 15th. Jeremy Clements finished 17th. Shane Van Gisbergen finished 17th. They tried to play the long game. He actually had a top 10 to top 15 car most of this race. He actually had to start at the rear of the field in the beginning and was able to charge his way up to the front. I think he had a top 10, top 15 car. They tried to play the long game. Had a caution come out, he probably would have been in the capper scene and got himself a much better finish. Still another top 20 finish for SVG. Not a bad day for him, all things considered. Brendan Poole finished 18th, had a solid run today, ran top 20 most of the day. Good day for the 44 team. Brandon Jones finished 19th, disappointing run for the 9 team. Jeb Byrne finished 20th. Ryan Truex finished 21st. Sammy Smith, another disappointing run, finished 22nd. He's going to be going into Martinsville in a must-win situation. Parker Reslap finished 23rd. William Swalch, after the flat tire, unfortunately finished 24th. Tough break for William. He had a top 10 run going potentially. He was doing a really solid job in his debut. Just as something he's going to have to learn is to manage his stuff and not have the tires burn off and get in the wall. It was still a pretty solid day for him to get a top 25, but not the best day in the world. Ryan Ellis finished 25th. Kyle Seek finished 26th. Josh Williams, after his issues, finished 27th. He was actually having a really solid run before the flat tire. Was doing a pretty good job today. Brad Perez finished 28th. Austin Green finished 29th. Liam Honeyman finished 30th. Mason Maggio finished 31st. Dylan Lupton, who of course taken over for Haley Deegan for the last couple weeks, he finished 32nd. Not a great day for him. Dawson Cram finished 33rd. Blaine Perkins finished 34th. Armani Williams finished 35th. Thomas Annunziata finished 36th. Nick Lights finished 37th. And finishing last in 30th place is Matt DiBenedetto, who fell out of the race early. So now let's talk about the overall race as a whole. I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. Despite the fact that Austin Hill did lead a ton of laps and at times had a really big lead, I think the racing today was very entertaining. Stage 1 especially. Those first 45 laps, especially the final 20 laps of stage number 1, were absolutely incredible. You had 6 or 7 cars battling for the lead at one point, and it made it for a very compelling and very intriguing and really fun race. Stage 2, same thing. Really good racing up front. Really good battles up front as well. It made it for a really exciting and fun race throughout the event as well. And then Stage 3 was really good too. There was some good racing throughout the field. Homestead, we know, is so good, and I'm really hoping going into the future that it can host a season finale, because I think Homestead has earned the right to host season finale. I'm going to give today's NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Homestead overall a 9.2 out of 10. Thought it was a very solid, intriguing race. Really fun. Love this racetrack. I really hope it can get the season finale once again in 2026, because they're not getting it back in 2025. Instead, we're going to Phoenix next year, which is really disappointing, in my opinion. So, that is going to be it for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Homestead Miami Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. Your thoughts on today's race, let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and congratulate Austin Hill on picking up the win at Homestead and locking his way into the Championship 4. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later this evening on the channel, see the Shane Van Gisbergen video talking about his performance from today's race at Homestead. Tomorrow, you're going to see the starting lineup video for the Straight Talk Wireless 400, and you'll also see the Cup race review as well, dropping on the channel. And Monday, we'll have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. Got a lot of great content dropping that I can't wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.